Guru. I'm Jax. Today we're going to take a look at the next question in our New Year, New Way series. Do you put up with negative influences? This is a really passionate question for me. I get so frustrated for people, for I see them doing the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, only to receive zero results. The current paradigm right now, and if you look on Facebook or any other of those social medias, it's constantly, if something negative is in your life, you need to cut it out. Well, it's almost as futile as throwing a boomerang and expecting it to never come back. Because if you noticed, you bring the same people into your life, not exactly the same person, but the same level of feeling of frustration or being unwanted or being unloved or unworthy or not good enough. If you throw away that person, lo and behold, it's like a bad weed. Next thing you know, another person that's just like that comes in that makes you feel just the same. So why does this happen? Why do you keep drawing the same people over and over in your life? I believe the answer lies in our belief profile. Down deep within ourselves, we have a few core beliefs of believing that we're not wanted, we're not loved, we're not worthy, or we're not good enough. Not. Depending on how much you believe these is how strong the frequency that you send out to be responded to. So let's say, for instance, I'm going to give an arbitrary number to that you feel unloved. And you have a certain degree of 45%. And it's an arbitrary number. Well, you're going to send out to the world 45%, 45%, 45%. And what's going to happen is that you're going to draw people that know how to make you feel like 45%. So you'll draw someone that doesn't know how to love properly because they've had a broken life. And they can only love you so that you feel like 45% loved, which doesn't feel good. So I'm going to cut that person out. That's it. They're out. They're gone. But you're still sending out 45%, 45%, 45%. And what happens is that if you feel worse about yourself because of that relationship, say it goes down to 40% or 35%, so then you're sending out 35%, 35%. So you're drawing people, more people, that surround your world with 35% people. That people can only help you live a life where you feel 35% loved. So cutting out the people is not the answer, because all it's going to do is be like a bad weed and they're going to pop up everywhere. The answer is changing in the fact that you feel unloved. The answer is going back to your belief profile and addressing the feeling of why you feel unloved. Now, these are really powerful emotions. And I'm not to take them lightly, because I have the one of I don't feel good enough. I have struggled with not feeling good enough and inadequate for most of my life, from childhood all the way up till recently. And then I made myself look at, why do I feel that I'm not good enough? Who told me that? And what right did they have to convince me that I'm not? Because honestly, I believed them. I was brainwashed by their propaganda that I'm not good enough. And I bought into the 30% I'm not good enough. So what did I do? 30%, 30%, 30%. I had people at work that treated me like I didn't know what I was doing. 30%. I had people in my relationship that talked to me as if I was stupid. 30%. And it just didn't matter. I changed countries, I changed marriages, I changed everything, only to keep getting 30%. It wasn't until I actually looked at my 30% and started raising it up and to be higher by challenging that belief and knowing that it's not true. Because it's not. We were born infinite beings. You were not born feeling that you weren't good enough. It's just something that we learn. Now, there is a part that has to do with genetic memory, and I'm not going to discount that part. But again, if it's genetic, it came from somewhere else. It's not ours. So to me, that's the key. That's the way out, is to actually change your frequency. Change it. Make the decision to change it. I had a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, love her dearly. Her life is a complete mess. She has been doing some kind of self-evaluation. She can't even, and she's gotten to the point where she's actually dead inside, and she's dead. And I talked to her the other day about why she's stuck, so stuck. And she goes, she had all these intellectual reasons. And I said, what is your core belief? What is it? And She looked at me and she goes, well, I don't feel I'm worthy. I said, well, how are you supposed to ever change your outside world and what it's supposed to be if you're continuously sending out, and hers is low, I'd like at 15%. If you continuously send out 15%, why are you expecting anything different? And she just looked at me. And I'm like, well, that's the only way. And she goes, well, how do I change it? And she started going to all of these answers about why it wouldn't work. And I looked at her, I said, you cannot you cannot cure your problems with the thoughts that created them. You need to start thinking differently. And she looked at me and she said, well, and she kept coming back at me with all these answers. I went, 15%, 15%, 15%. All you're doing is talking to yourself on how you're going to stay right here. She came to me the other day and she had this huge revelation of one of the reasons, one of the side beliefs that she had. Because she wasn't worthy, she believed that this was a life of suffering. And she was just blown away on how her life had been one suffering after another. And she talked to me on the phone and she says, wow, I didn't realize that. And I said, that's because you made the decision to change the 15%. Slowly and surely, you're going to be shown ways in which you have brainwashed yourself to believe the worst about yourself. And that's the only way to change your life, your outside life, is to change your inside one, because you're the transmitter of everything. Thank you for joining us, everyone. If you'd like new and exciting ways to connect with the Common Guru, check down in our description box below. Otherwise, have a fantastic day, and don't forget to subscribe to us. Take care. Bye-bye.